Welcome to another Do Not Disturb dog walk. Well, we promised on a past recording that we would come back here and see this place once it reopened, because it was all closed. They did still manage to let pedestrians and cyclists through the mega construction site while it was under construction. So we came through and we were like, oh, a marvel at this thing being built. For I think we did maybe 2 recordings here. Just being Quigley on those occasions. It's lucky this time Lili gets to come for a walk as a guest dog. This isn't Lili's first episode. She's been out walking with us a couple of times. There's a few episodes of Lili in. Lili and her family have sort of adopted us, or we've sort of adopted them. So yeah, quite a few dog walks on the records with Lili joining us. Yeah, so our first time to the Pipe Bridge. I can't see it being a regular dog walk location for us, but definitely wanted to come check out the new installation. You know, I'd give that a level 4 on our Adventures of Quigley Woggles park bench rating scale. 4 is just average, and even though it's brand new, it's just average. And there's the big water pipe, folks. There it is, in all of its glory. Yeah, so let me reiterate the ground rules of the YouTube channel like I do every single episode. Regular viewers won't mind. And most of the time, you're all that are watching, this is your first time watching our YouTube channel, and if you are to continue watching other episodes of the many hundreds of hours of dog walk recordings that we've made for your vicarious enjoyment, I want you all to know these ground rules. The number 2 rule, pun intended, it's represented by the slogan, show us the poop. And show us the poop is all about, it's a reverse psychology slogan, you know, so that if you're all mad that you don't get to see the poop, well, you can go ahead and type it on into the comments, show us the poop. You're mad you don't get to see the poop. You can pretend that you're mad if you want, that'd be great. That's fine. So yeah, that's the ethos of Do Not Disturb, really. Do Not Disturb dog walks. Apart from it being gross and a little bit embarrassing, it's Quigley's private business. So Quigley gets his private time off camera to deal with that. But otherwise, you get to enjoy the full dog walk experience with us. Hello. And the number one rule is represented by the slogan, "Never mind the 6 o'clock news." And it is exactly what it sounds like. I'm a blather and skite and narrate our dog walks and maybe be a little bit tour guidey and blah 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 blah. I can pretty much talk about anything I like, right? But have made it a rule as a quality assurance guideline that I'm not allowed to talk about anything that's on the 6 o'clock news. I mean, I'm allowed to talk about the weather though, that's fine, right? Because usually that's happening right in front of us. And so too, just every now and again, are we present at an event that may or probably should be on the 6 o'clock news. But that's hardly ever. We mostly stay off the beaten tracks, beaches and bushwalks. I usually try to stay away from big, loud, ugly sounding highways and things like that. So you'll see most of our recordings are at gloriously beautiful places. And part of the reason for the do not disturb ethos is to make sure that you all come here to have a pleasant experience with us, free of controversy. And, you know, for us, the dog walkers, the dogs and the dog walker, we're out here for the sake of our health and enjoyment of the world and enriching our lives. Yeah, so that's what it's all about. A nice peaceful space. Real New Zealand adventures. And none of this AI generated crap that's filling up the internet these days. We're real. Anyway, now that we are on this side of the river, my brain's going, wow, I've never been here before, because we literally haven't actually been walking over here before, which is good, because it's nice to experience somewhere new. On the YouTube channel, all of the recordings next to the river are called the same thing, Hutt River Trail. So that's just because I got bored of trying to figure out what to call all of them and just called them all the same thing. But it does mean that we have, I'm not going to say we've covered all of the Hutt River trails, but we pretty much have. There are some bits we haven't, and there are some parts that we can't visit at the moment because of massive construction projects that are going on. Places where we used to go that we can't go anymore. Places that we're going to have, one day they're going to reopen and we'll have to revisit those. So there's more Hutt River trails to be seen as far as the territory of being locals. We're locals to this area, so it sort of makes sense to see us as much of the river trail as we can. I sort of made it my goal to canvass all areas of the river trails, and just for the sake of variety and taking these YouTube recordings to different places. So the good thing is that the couple of times that we recorded on the other side of the river and we're witnessing the construction of the brand new pipe bridge, Now that we've come here and crossed the bridge, it's like a gateway to new territory that we were waiting to visit. Here! Sit! No! Sit! You guys are dickheads. No ears. Obviously, we could have likely found our way to experience this walkway a while ago, but just never made it this far up. I don't like it anyway. We won't be coming back to this location. I don't like the highway sounds. Yeah, I don't like this walkway anyway. The motorway sounds, it's just annoying. It's nice enough, but I prefer to take walks on walkways where you don't have to listen to that. So it's an experience, but not one that I'm very happy about. Speak of the devil, loud noises, not my favourite. I have trouble wondering if I can call this a Hutt River Trail because we're nowhere near the riverside. There's highway, railway tracks, walkway, golf course, river. So our ability to enjoy the riverside is, I don't know, what would you call it?
On your right.
Got a bit distracted by those two approaching. Don't be alarmed, that's just the sound of me sucking water out of my water bladder backpack. Leave it. That's a whole pile of something not nice. I don't even know how that happens. I almost told you what it was, dear viewers, but I realised that doesn't fit with the do not disturb ethos of our content recording. Just like we don't zoom in on poop, eh, Quigley? We don't get to see the poop falling out of Quigley's bottom. We don't zoom in on the pile of poop on the side of the... We don't zoom in on me having to pick it up and put it in a bag. I don't know why I call it zooming in, even if it's in frame. And yes, occasionally we come across some not so nice things and I can admit to removing those things from the recording. Or just noticing them there and veering away. Another eye patch dog. Whoop. Hello. You're hilarious, Quigley. Well, this fence is obviously designed to protect pedestrians from errant golf balls. I was just thinking about how YouTube uses AI to automatically create subtitles for our recordings, and everybody else that uses YouTube, I guess, benefits from the same function, which is cool because I think before that we YouTubers would have had to type in the subtitles ourselves. Doesn't always get the subtitles right, I've noticed. It makes a lot of mistakes, but at least we can go in and just edit in some corrections and things like that. But anyway, I was just thinking about how the last word that I said back then before I paused and didn't have much to say for a little while, the last word that I said was balls. And I thought, oh, that'd be funny, because quite often with the subtitles on, because I don't watch back all of our content, but I do watch back a little bit of it just to observe how things are going and how the subtitles are going, and I have noticed that oftentimes when you do that, when you're speaking and then you stop talking for a little bit, the last word you said just stays on the screen for some long, extraordinary amount of time until the next time you start talking, right? So I was just thinking, oh my goodness, anyone watching with the subtitles on, we're looking at the word balls for quite some time. Hilarious. Well, neither of these dogs have balls. Poor Quigley is not an entire dog. He had a little part of him deleted. I forget how old he was. Would have been during his first year on Earth, right? Maybe. I think we let him keep his balls for as long as we could. And of course Lili, who's mostly lounging back behind me off camera, Lili is a female. Well, I'll tell you something. Now that everything's starting to look more civilized and populated, and what are we looking at? A cell phone tower and a car park. I'm feeling like this must be where we're supposed to turn around. Turn around and head back to where we started. I know Lili will be happy to hear that because she's getting fatigued. It's been fireworks season lately, and my two dogs, Quigley and Toto, who's not here right now, they're not disturbed by the fireworks. A lot of dogs and other animals are too, very disturbed by fireworks. Every year, in fact, we hear about horrible accidents or even animal fatalities caused by fireworks. And it's an ongoing thing, like there's the special designated day for legally letting off fireworks once a year, and a certain select amount of days where merchants are allowed to sell fireworks to the general public, but pretty much for a month-long period either side of that day, that's when all the fireworks start going off. At least a lot of people do let off the majority of their fireworks on the special designated day. Now, I realise I'm crossing into 6 o'clock news territory talking about this, but it is sort of okay to talk about, I think, because it's relevant. I'm walking some dogs right now. One of them is pretty frightened by fireworks. So I've been caring about this dog lately, and I feel for her. So I'm mostly talking about the dog and things relevant to her. And she's not a big fan of walking on camera right now, but you know, she's here, so I'm thinking about her. And you know, if you listen intently, you'll hear her. She's panting quite a bit. It's good when we get back to the start of the walk. They can have another drink. That's what happened just before we rolled camera at the beginning of this recording. The dogs had a nice big drink. And I actually had already been recording up until that point, but it was right then that I looked at the camera and I noticed it wasn't in wide angle camera mode. And I definitely don't like recording without the wide angle on. So to me, that just means I scrap all that footage. You all won't get to see that. It's not congruent with the needs of the recording. So yeah, I had already been walking and talking and blabbing on a do not disturb dog walk for some time. And the dogs were thirsty. So we stopped, we had a drink, and then I rolled camera for this episode. Hopefully we're congruent now with everything else. It's been one of those days. My brain's a bit tired. I'm glad we're out on this walk because I've been doing lots of lounging this weekend. Yes, at home we've been doing lots of lounging. Mostly because in the coming weeks we won't be so lucky to have the time to lounge. I don't know why I'm calling it lounging. I call it resting. We humans need rest. Conserve our energy and also be thoughtful and aware that the coming weeks are just going to get busy. One thing's for sure is I'm going away travelling, which is a once in a blue moon sort of thing. I mean, I go travelling all the time, as you know, because I'm a cross-country freight truck driver, but I'm going travelling for another reason soon. Which is good. It's really good to have employers that are supportive of the other crazy adventures that pop up in my life from time to time, opportunities to participate in the performing arts and things like that. And I did have a grand plan to bring the whole house and the dogs with me. Yep, that would have been good because it's been on the schedule for some time. We were preparing and planning and our next great cross-country road trip in the house bus for this month, and I was looking forward to that because I'm talking about this whole thing now because of regret that we're not going on this great road trip that I had hoped to achieve this month. And most, like for all the reasons, all the many reasons that would have been cool to do, one of the things I'm truly feeling like we're missing out on is taking these YouTube recordings on that adventure, because that's what happens whenever we go cross country with the house bus. I go like this. Ooh, what amazing, beautiful places can Quigley and I visit, and run the camera and record a dog walk. As mundane and as boring as it is, and as we are just cruisy people going walking. That's how I feel like we make things more exciting on the YouTube channel. Climbing aboard Te Waka, the vehicle, and going on an adventure. Anyway, that means I am not taking the dogs, not taking the house, I'm not taking the dogs. I'm going on this trip to a faraway city, basically with my suitcase or and a backpack, you know. I'm basically going backpacking for a week, which is going to be fun. I'm pretty sure I'm certainly going to make some kind of content while I'm on that trip. It's just not going to fit within the confines of this YouTube channel, because this YouTube channel is all about the dog walkings, and my dogs, and that's it. How niche. So yeah, I'm not the sort of guy who like throws up links on the screen and says, hey, watch my other YouTube channel and all of that stuff. But if you're an internet sleuth enough, you can find it yourself. So that's pretty much the reason why I don't bother. What is that thing? What is it? Well, it looks a bit derelict, possibly abandoned, or just not used or moved from this spot for a while. And that thing's definitely derelict and abandoned. But yeah, I don't know if that's cable in there or just empty pipe. Who knows? Alright, keep walking. This way. This way. Good doggies. Them some noisy brakes. I think people might get frustrated with me because I just sort of, I'm not like a fast reacting kind of guy. I just sort of ooze out of the way. I don't feel any great panic or anxiety when people just come in and want to get by. I'm very relaxed. You know, sometimes I observe panic and anxiety in other people when they're trying to get out of the way. Taihua. Taihua. Hikoi. Hikoi. Yeah. Last minute dodge. Hikoi. Hikoi. Oma. I mean, no, I don't feel like running, but that's what Oma means. I don't know, I feel like sometimes I say that and I don't really mean it. Look, this is a fast doggy. This is a fast doggy. He's a fast guy. How do you go getting yourself clobbered by a bike? First of all, a cyclist is an idiot for riding into the dog, and the dog's an idiot for standing where the bike's going to go. Like, how dumb do you have to be? You know, I just shake my head sometimes. And I was just talking about panic and anxiety. Eh? I'm not panicked or anxious at all. I'm just disappointed. I'm only so responsible for the behaviour of others. If they want to behave dangerously, that's their problem. Mind you, I have to say, I have had a bad attitude ever since my youth when it comes to sharing with other pedestrians. Like, you know, I sort of will ooze or swerve out of the way a little bit. I do care about other people and making sure they feel safe and things like that. But then there's other times where absolute idiots are coming the other way, and at that point I just turn into a curmudgeon and I'm not getting out of their way. They have to go around me. If they're going to be dangerous and stupid, how's it my obligation to dodge them? I'm also not really afraid of dogs in any way at all. Like, I think my adrenal might have a little bit of a squirt if I have to have a fight with a dog, but it doesn't happen, really. Even the last time we got attacked by the dog, I didn't even feel shocked afterwards. I just sort of handled it. And boy, did I deal to that other dog. It became my enemy, and I defended my dog from him. And I don't even know if I did a very good job of that. I just know that I fired up and kicked his ass. Hey!
How's it going?
Good.
Cheers, thank you.
What a polite guy. Oh, this last little bit of a leg of a journey just turned out to be quite eventful. And then now we're back here at the main event where we started the episode, which is back at the extravagant brand new pedestrian walkway across the river. So yeah, there's my shadow. I'm having a hair down day, folks. So my apologies if my abundance of hair has obscured the camera lens at any stage. It does happen. But the hair down days don't happen very often. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know what she was asking me, but I just said yes. I thought she was asking me for permission or knowledge about whether someone could go through that way. I mean, the bridge itself and this nice wide pathway are quite good for cycling, but the rest of that trail, nah. Hey. Oh. Oh yeah, this one. 'Cause this one will try and lick your face. She needs the exercise. She's been putting on too much weight. There's a water fountain just across the river that we're going to get to soon.
Is that down by the toilets then, yeah?
Yeah.
Got a water bottle up there.
Oh yeah.
Shall we go for a ride down there? Might as well. See you later.
Later. Alright, so there, the trail goes under the bridge, I believe, on the other side, but on this side, under the bridge is looking like just the service route. Yeah. Yep. I feel like my brain might have just said under the river when I meant under the bridge, just in case. I don't know, I can't remember what I said now. But I know the camera does. Hey, Quigs. So The other pipe was over there, and it was just jammed across the riverbed, and they made the river flow over the top of it. And I don't even know if that one was the one that they replaced, because there's another, there are other pipes across the river on the road bridge. I don't think there's any extra, or very many extra services on the rail bridge though. I'm just wondering when someone's going to be crazy enough to climb up this thing. It doesn't look impossible to do. I think they need to redo the surface on this to make it safer. It's not quite grippy enough for cyclists and stuff, by my assessment anyway. Yeah, I've got lots of safety concerns about this new bridge, just being honest. In my head I was imagining up improvements that I could make to make it harder for people to climb up on, because it's not impossible, that's what I can see, and I'm no parkour specialist, but that's what I can see. Alright, well, we're southbound again now, just briefly, because I want to cut across down to that trail and then walk under the pipe bridge to finish this dog walk. We could just traipse through this brand new garden if we have to, but I think there's a walk trail connection, you know, so we'll aim for that. Oh, it's nice that one day these trees will be tall and this will be an enshrouded, nice wide cycleway walkway. This is one of those like random spots where almost nobody stops, but not nobody, like that's why this rubbish has been dumped here. It doesn't feel like a nice place to be. Hopefully one day there'll be some improvements around here. Yeah, this is the water. Yeah, this is the water pipe, see? The old water pipe. I think that's what it was. And there's the old pumping station that we just walked past. yeah, so there you have it, folks. I promised to come back and walk this area and show you the new pipe the pipe bridge pedestrian walkway when it opened, and now it's open and we have seen that. Yeah, in the past when we were coming up here regularly, we had business in the area, and so it was really attractive to jump on in here on this river walkways and record episodes, the episodes we recorded in the past. But I'm also thinking about how we're not going to be coming back here very often. I don't really like it that much. I see that, there's still a lot of new grass to grow, and who the hell drove their crap through here kind of things. And, like imperfections that just bug my brain. But it's done. They've done everything they need to do. And graffiti artists have yet to come and make their mark on it. But I'm pretty sure they will. They will come. I'm just having a long, hard look at this little bit of the infrastructure, and because I am so too must you. Oh, what a good day it's been. I've definitely got a tired brain. My short-term memory is not really happening at the moment. Woo! Who drove a car on here? What the hell? Yeah, they're trying to make it a pleasant place to hang out and go walking and all of that, and there's all this brand new stuff here, but it needs more. I think a nice big fence blocking the road view and the sound of the road would be nice. So because if you don't know, this would be news, but because we live in a house bus, this site over here, the little toilet block, it is a place that is available to us, and we have used a few times for the disposal of our waste tanks from the bus. And I actually do like using this dump station, but it's in an inconvenient location most of the time. So, yeah. And then it's a plan B to travel all the way to use this one if I have to. Because there are 3 in our region, and occasionally the 1 or 2 of the other dump stations go offline, or you know what I'm saying, out of order, Oh wow, that's slow. I suppose it only needs to be slow. I'm really not sure what that thing is. I watched them install it a while ago and it just looks like a chimney of some kind. I'm not sure. Maybe someone who knows better can let us know in the comments what they think that thing is. What is that? Lili, are you going to have a drink? Tēnu? Yeah? Water? You have a drink. Good girl. Ka pai. Is that all you're going to have? Want some more? Yeah, have some more. Good girl. Yeah, drinking the water. Good girl. Ka pai, Cootie. Thirsty doggy. You want some more? Lili, you want some more water? Yeah, some water. I think she's had enough. Right, well, if you've watched all the way to the end of this episode, you probably really are enjoying the dog walk. And if you're a regular fan, you know as well as I do that the end of one dog walk can just be the beginning of another dog walk. Because on our YouTube channel we have literally hundreds of hours of dog walk recordings for you to enjoy. We just keep doing it, the same mundane, boring thing, again and again and again. Just because we think surely there will be people out there on planet Earth who like this kind of thing. Yeah, so thank you for being one of those people. And Quigley, you're actually an idiot. Yep, good one. Nice. He's not an idiot. He's just a dog. Oh, it smells like horse poos over here. You can smell the horse paddocks from here. Yeah, so what more to say? Not much more to say. Guess we'll just see how the last bit of this trail goes and call it a day. Oh, that dog and owner have gone frolicking off in the grass because they don't want to stay on the trail, needing to walk right beside us. You don't catch me frolicking off into the grass. Oh, I guess you would sometimes, maybe, but not this grass. Oh, we get to go home and enjoy our dinner. Hey, I'm so glad we came out walking at this time of the day. I have to say, in the middle of the day, I was hankering for it. I was like, oh, maybe we should go out now. But it was like the heat, the height of sunshine in the middle of the day. And I just knew I have to wait till later in the day so that we don't absolutely get annihilated by the sun. Geez, am I rambling on about the weather? The weather's been great today, good. Not like that first time we tried to go walking across that bridge, eh? I thought we were going to get it. I didn't even mind if it rained a little bit. But then we're sitting in the car, just about to get out and go walking, and then the rain just came down in mammoth proportions. It was quite epic. So I'm glad that when we have finally decided to come and knock this little bit of territory over, the weather has been great.
Hi.
Hi. Alright, so that's going to be the end of our dog walk. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. No, I don't want my exercise stats, I want the stop button. Thank you.